everyone, my name is Matt Ross and you are watching or listening to episode 2 of the Ask Matt Ross show. On today's episode, I take questions from Instagram that you guys sent in. We're going to be answering them one by one. But before we do that, I just want to say a big thank you for taking the time to watch this on any platform that you happen to be, or if you have downloaded this and you've popped this podcast into your ears. Thank you for your time and your attention. I deeply appreciate it. All right, let's get on to the first question. The first question of the day comes in from Anna, and she says, what brought you to Mumbai in particular for modeling? It's a great question. Thank you so much, Anna, for sending that in. To be completely candid with you, there wasn't any reason in particular for why I went to India for modeling. When I was with my previous agency in Cape Town, my previous mother agent, Topco Model Management, when I moved onto their international, their main board, which is kind of the top models that they represent, and my book was put up online, I got an offer from an agency out in Mumbai, India called TFM Models, which stands for the Fashion Management. And at that stage, and still to this date, I am so willing, and I was so willing to literally go wherever the opportunity was. It turns out now, looking back at that, which was in 2016, and this being filmed in 2018 or recorded in 2018, 2 years ago, is that actually the Indian market is probably my strongest market. It's the clientele that I work the best for. There's just something about my aesthetic and the look that I have that makes me work best there. So there was nothing in particular. I didn't always say, I want to model in India. It's just that the opportunity presented itself. And as a first contract, I couldn't resist. And as much as I had apprehensions about it and I heard weird stories and stuff like that, it honestly was one of the best decisions I've made in my entire life. So to answer your question, I hope I'm answering this clearly. Nothing in particular brought me to choose India as a place to go and model. I was just presented with the opportunity, grabbed it with both hands and absolutely fell in love with it. And I spent about 6 months in India modeling. So nothing in particular, it was just an opportunity that was presented and I took it. And if I got the opportunity to go back to India, I would do it in a heartbeat. Like I'd leave tomorrow if I could. Like it's such an incredible country, such an incredible place to work and live. I loved it. All right, the second question of the day comes in from Tracy, who actually sent this in on Facebook. I take questions from all different platforms. So whether you're watching or listening to this, if you do have a question for next week's episode, leave a comment down below on the platform that you're consuming this on. Tracy says, what is your dream, Matt? Tracy, I absolutely love this question. My dream is twofold. There's only two things that I want in life. One is to travel the world, experience different countries, different cultures, different people, and see what it has to offer and share that with you guys, the Matt Attack Pack, my community, in all different formats, visually, written, and in audio. And my second goal, or the second part of that, is to inspire people to do this shit that they love. Whether that means just giving them the motivation to go for the thing that they're wanting, or whether it means giving them practical advice on how to do something that's going to let them achieve their goals. It's only those two things in my life that I care about. That is my dream. And if I could do that from now being 24 until when I live until I'm 100 or however old I live, if I can literally do that from today until the day that I die, until I kick the bucket, I will be incredibly happy, incredibly satisfied and fulfilled. It's the two things I'm passionate about, and it is my only dream in life. Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you so much for that one, Tracy. All right, the third question of the day comes in from Vijay, and he says, who is your favorite male model? This is another amazing question. My favorite male model, hands down, is David Gandy. I've loved him ever since I found out who he was, his fashion sense, his influence in British tailoring, his love for Savile Row, and then what like kind of concreted that or like made it even more special for me was when I was in London. I can't remember the date that I was there, but I actually went into his model agency to try and get scouted. I was rejected. But the point is, it was super surreal to go into the place where he was signed, the place where he's represented.
That's the second rejection for the day. It was Select Models. But regardless, it was really cool to be able to go into the agency that signed David Gandy, Sam Webb, and all those other huge names in the industry. So, all a learning experience. Headed to the third one now.
David Gandy, if you don't know who he is, if you've ever seen Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue, the fragrance, the Eau de Toilette, where they're swimming in Capri and he climbs on the boat, that's David Gandy. He's probably the most successful male model in the world. I am a huge fan of him. I love the way he conducts his business and the way he approaches charity and giving back. I love his passion for tailoring. I really admire what he's achieved. And he'd have to be probably my top favorite male model. All right, the fourth question of the day comes in from Katie, and she says, how did you start your merch? This is a great question. Katie, I'm gonna give you the direct answer, then I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on it. And for anybody who's watching or listening, I hope this adds value. So I started my merch. How did I start it? It was the beginning of this year, 2018, my apologies. And I just decided, look, I want to have merchandise. And that's how I started. I literally just made the decision to do it. So that's the short answer, is I just decided from seeing other YouTubers and influencers that I wanted to have merch. It felt important to me that I could develop a community and have people wearing clothing or repping stickers or having something that could represent the pack, this community online. And so I made the decision. I said, I'm going to do merch. I'm going to make merch. I'm going to design merch. And then to go deep into it, how did I start it? That's how I did it. And then I simply just started to design products that I would like. So sticker packs were nice. If any of you are watching this and not listening to it, that's one of my stickers over there. If you're listening to this as a podcast, just hit me up and I'll show you the sticker pack. I've also got like t-shirts and I've got snapbacks and stuff. So I just did a basic design. I got a logo of my merch, which I actually spoke about in episode 1 of the Ask Matt Ross show, which I'll link below in any platform that you're watching or listening to this on how I designed it. But I designed my logo and I was happy with it, and then I just started thinking, well, I can put it on a t-shirt, I can put it on a hoodie, I can put it on a sticker, I can put it on a snapback. And then I started researching wholesalers of clothing, so people who just manufacture a plain t-shirt, a plain hoodie, a plain snapback. Then I found out how to get embroidery done. I contacted embroidery places. I contacted places that do vinyl printing on t-shirts. It basically was a decision that I wanted to have it. And why did I want to have it? There needs to be a reasoning behind it. If you're just going in it for the money, then I don't think it's going to be as successful. I'm not going to lie to you either. The value exchange is great because you, the mat attackers, get a great garment and I get the money from that. So it's not like anybody's losing on that in that respect. It's not like I'm trying to sell you a course when information I believe should be free or something along those lines. So there's a good value exchange. So it was just about deciding why I wanted to do it, doing it, and then it was a matter of contacting wholesalers who could provide units of the clothing, and then the people who could specialize or customize it to have my design. So the 2 steps are: 1, find a wholesaler, and 2, find an embroider or a vinyl printer to make the merch what it is, put the designs on it. And then in terms of distribution, I'll speak on this super quickly. If you guys want to hear more about this, just let me know in the comment section. I'll make a whole video about it. But basically I use the South African Postal Service, so they do it through grammage, and I've shipped everywhere as far as London, Durban, up Africa. I've shipped off to France. So there's quite a few places, and they get the job done as much as the South African Postal Service gets a bad rap. So that's how I did it. I decided I wanted to do it, organized a wholesaler, did the design, organized shipping. I hope that answers it. It's quite complicated to get into, but I hope that answers it. If you do have any further questions, leave them down below. All right, so the 5th and final question of the day also comes in from Katie, and she says, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? It's a great question, and it leads on from what Tracy asked, which is, what is my goal? I hope to be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing now in 10 years. I hope to be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing now in 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, 70 years if I'm able to live that long. The thing is, I want to do this. I want to travel and I want to inspire people to do the shit that they love for the rest of my life. So in 10 years, I hope to be doing the same, but on a much bigger scale, have a bigger following, be impacting more people, be putting out more content. I hope to be debt free. I don't want to be in debt anymore. I'm working hard towards that. I hope to have a place that I either own or can rent comfortably as a home base and then be able to travel around the world from there. That will be important to me. I hope to be employing someone to edit my content for me, because I'm open about this. I'm not the best editor. My passion is traveling and seeing the world. I don't have that skill set, and I'm not interested in it. It's not my burning passion. I've got a passion. It's not like I wake up and I can't wait to edit the video. So I would like to get a team or at least contract the editors behind me. That would be amazing, so that I can travel, collect all the video footage, and then be able to give it to someone who is an expert, a pro at that. That's a big goal of mine over the next 10 years. Somebody that I can rely on, that can put out good content, or multiple people that can edit the content and I can put it out for you guys to consume. Another huge part in the next 10 years is I'd love to be speaking on stage again, giving practical advice on how to use social media to build your personal brand or your business, or how to be an influencer, or how to contact places. I want to be back on stage. I want to be talking more. It's the reason why I started the Ask Matt Ross show. It's the reason why I started this podcast, is because this has the scalability that a talk has. I can reach 150, 200 people with this video, 3,000, whatever, however viral it manages to go. So, and that's another very, very big goal of mine. So I hope that answers it, Katie. My goal for the next 10 years is the same as the next 50 years. It's just going to be a matter of scale. How big can I make it? How many people can I target? How many new videos or new images or new podcasts or new articles can I write? That's the scale. That's the way I'm looking at it. That's my goal. That's my dream. That's what I hope to achieve in the next 10 years. Alright, so one final thing before we finish up this recording. If you guys at home have any questions at all and would like to be included in next week's episode of the Ask Matt Ross show, leave a comment down below on whatever platform you are consuming this on. And one other point, as much as I appreciate all the questions about me personally, I love it. Thank you so much for the interest. If there's any way I can help you specifically, if you have a problem with your social media, if you have a problem with your brand, if you have a problem with your life, if there's some way I can help you specifically, please leave that comment down below as well. I appreciate all the questions about myself, and I hope that these videos are adding value. But if there's something specific that I can help you who's ever watching or listening to this, please leave it down below and I will include it in next week's episode. A big thank you to everybody who left a question, and even more so, a big thank you to everybody who's taken the time to watch or listen to the second official episode of the Ask Matt Ross show. I will catch each and every one of you beautiful Matt attackers in the next one. Peace.